Oops. What's up? This is Greg Dope Living TV Live. The views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. I got too much stuff going on right now, okay? So before we get started, let me introduce my lovely co-host. Here is Author Gina Gasson.
Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day.
Yes, it is hump day. And here is Marcella Amos.
Hi.
Hey, Marcy.
Hey, happy Wednesday.
Yes. We halfway through the week. Yes.
Woo.
Absolutely. So
today,
man, everybody, hope everybody's well. Welcome. Today we want to change the pace up a little bit more. All right. And again, welcome. We are going to be talking with, I'll let my co-host explain.
Well, Marcy, what are we going to be talking about today?
We're going to be talking about being healthy and what can we do to be healthy. We have an awesome author coming on. Should I say the name of her book yet?
Yeah, go ahead.
Not yet.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Not yet. Wait a minute. Well, hey, look, let's get together on this one.
What we gonna do? Yay or nay?
I'm good.
Yay.
Dr. Jennifer Whitman, whose book, the name of her book is, okay, let me get it in here. Put That Fried Chicken Down.
Fried chicken.
You know how much we love fried chicken.
We love fried, period. Fried anything. And I had the privilege of reading this book.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first saw it, I was like, oh, recipes.
Mm-hmm.
Recipes. I like to eat. But then when I read it, it was like, okay. It was talking about living healthy, eating healthy, something I have not been doing. And it is a good book. It's something that we all need to hear and adhere to. I don't care what age you are, especially if you're a younger person, because when you're not eating healthy, it eventually comes out in illnesses. It can come out in illnesses and diseases, obesity, cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, clogged arteries with cholesterol, high cholesterol. And it's just something that we really need to all hear. And I'm just saying you should, if you know anyone that's not been eating healthy or they're going through a lot of chronic illnesses, tell them about the show today. Get them on. We want to hear your comments. We want to hear your questions if you have any questions. And we have a dynamic author coming on that's going to talk about this.
Well, you know what? Health and wellness. Those words can either be a noun or a verb.
Yes.
We want it to be a verb. So our experts are going to come on to help us make those two words verbs. But guess what, guys? Guess where I went today?
Where'd you go? Let's put Maurice on here real quick.
Hey, Maurice.
Hey, Maurice.
What's going on, my peoples?
Today.
Grocery bags.
Grocery bags. Newer Naturals.
Let's do it.
Yes, that's our beautiful Huma. And look, I'm filling up quick, y'all. I'm filling up.
All right.
Go by one grape at a time.
I went in to get my dose of health.
There you go.
Got to start somewhere.
I think that's a great segue to introduce our guest. This is a guest who is going to tell you guys.
Jennifer Whitman.
Yeah, she's going to tell us about getting us right, okay, inside and out. So we want to welcome everybody. Give a warm welcome to DopelivenTV, Dr. Jennifer Whitman.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Wow, I'm so happy to be here. Gosh.
Well, you know what? We're delighted to have you because we all know we need to do a little bit more, eat a little bit more healthier, move and work out a little bit more. So
control our portions.
Yes. No judgment. It's a no judgment zone tonight. No judgment.
That's right.
So I could go get me a bigger portion in a minute here.
We're going to judge you, Maurice.
Okay.
Well, Dr. Whitman, I know that you are really into, eating healthy. Marcella read the book.
Mm-hmm.
She was really inspired about the book. Marcella, what exactly really brought your attention to the book, other than the fact that you thought it was more recipes in there?
Because I'm greedy. I like that she mixed spirituality, scriptures, and science. And I mean, it was like, okay. I was excited about the scripture in there, but it was just some things that, sometimes you hear, or you think and when I started really reading into it, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay. These are things, that I've been doing. I need to eat, and I need to eat healthier. And I've been reading and researching things on how to be healthy and exercising. I'm older, getting up in age, older. Don't say anything, Maurice. We right there together with Gina on our heels. But you think,
she's a baby.
You think
I would love to believe that, and I'll take that.
You hear a lot of people saying, "Well, I'm young. I got a long time. I'm going to be okay." And then when you start getting older and things start falling apart, or you start having to go to different doctors and things of that nature, you have to kind of like sit back and say, okay, wait a minute. And you have to unlearn, if that's a word, your bad habits.
Yep.
And with this book, it's like, it's simple, easy to read. It's not a lot just all thrown at you at once. And I was excited. I really was excited about this book. And also at the end of her chapters, she gives a summary of the chapter. And then she gives questions for reflection. Sometimes people might try to do a little speed reading. Okay, I'm gonna go through here or whatever. But then when you start looking at the questions for reflection, it's like, okay, it makes you okay. Like, look, okay. And it's for, the main parts or whatever, things that need to stick with you. And I just like the way the book was totally put together.
Well, before we move on, let's welcome life coach Jeff Reliford.
Hey, Jeff.
Jay Real.
Hey. But I want to turn it over to Dr. Whitman. I want you to tell us what inspired you to write the book and what inspired you to start a healthy lifestyle, because you know what, that's not easy.
Yes. Oh my gosh. There are so many reasons why I wrote the book. One of them is because every day you get different health information. One day it's the fats, next day it's the carbs, the next day you got to go keto. So it was just so much information. And I know that can be overwhelming. Someone who's trying to lose weight or someone who's trying to live a healthier lifestyle, they don't know where to turn. Yeah. So what I did is I wanted to take some very simple steps, like you mentioned, Miss Marcella, and I wanted to put it in a book so that anybody, regardless of where they are in their health journey, they can take something from the book. And you also mentioned the science. I am a scientist by training. So basically what I did is I put science, what you said, stories, my stories about me growing up in the South, and scripture all in one book. They told me not to do it, but I did it anyway. So it's in my book, wherever you are in your journey, you can get some very simple and basic steps to improve your health or just to feel better. That was one of the things that we noticed. So let me go back to the beginning. My family and I, it's a small family of 3, my husband and my daughter, we always do the Daniel fast in January. So we do the Daniel fast for 21 days. We only eat meat. My husband's complaining the whole time, mad the whole time, because he is a meat and potatoes person. So we did the Daniel fast 1 year. I see. We did the Daniel fast 1 year. And I said, okay, we can't keep doing this fast and going back to the way we normally eat all the time. That makes no sense to just every year lose 10 pounds or whatever and then gain them back. So what we did is we talked about it. I said, well, what can we do to change how we eat? And, being a scientist, I said, okay, I got to go take a course or something, because everybody eats the same way. Everybody's gaining weight. Like, I grew up in the South. So in the South, people ate a lot of fried stuff. And that's the type of cooking that I took into my marriage. And for my daughter and for everybody, that was the type of cooking I did. So I took a course on nutrition, and I learned some things about nutrition that I did not know. And I implemented some of those things into our household. And voila, my husband, he lost 53 pounds. You know how men are, they can lose weight just like that. And he wasn't even exercising. He lost 53 pounds. Now he gained about 10 back, but I'm telling you, you can go on my social media.
That's 43. Woo-hoo.
Yeah. So what you can do is you can go on my social media and you can look at the before and the after. So he was gaining weight with my potatoes and French fries and all that stuff I'm cooking every day. And what happened is that we changed. It was some things that we were doing that the average American does every day with their meals that we just changed. We just made some simple tweaks after this Daniel fast. So we did cut back on some meat. That's one of the things we did. We cut back. It's not like we don't eat meat at all. I'm not an extreme person. I'm not. Y'all mentioned sea moss. I think sea moss is good, but I'm not there yet. I'm just being honest. I'm not into sea moss yet. But we changed some of the things we ate. We ate more green vegetables. My husband hated that, but we ate more green vegetables. And I have a daughter who's 15, and she's 16 now, and she knows how to eat healthy. And I think that's one of the biggest takeaways from the book. She knows what's good. She knows what's bad already. And teenagers, they wings, fries, they eat certain things all the time. And she can say no to those things already.
That's good.
So
That's
what
awesome.
we had to do was retrain our taste buds. That can happen. You can retrain your taste buds. It is not easy, and it takes time to do that. That's one of the things. So let me just talk about some of the steps in the book and tell you about it. One of them in the book is portion control. Let's say press. I always think of PRESS. That's how I remember the steps easily. So P is for portion control. And this is not the same way it's in the book, but it doesn't really matter what way you do the steps. Portion control. Growing up in the South, you fill that plate up as full as you can. When I was a child, I would just eat. And they say, get some more, baby, get some more food. That's what they do in the South. And it's not just the South, it's anywhere.
Well, it's showing love. I mean, that's what it was.
It is. But what you do is you take those same habits into your adulthood. And
there lies the problem.
Right. And forget cooking at home. Even in restaurants, the portion sizes are so much larger now compared to 20 years ago. I mean, even a hamburger, anything you get in a restaurant, the portion size is much larger now, unless you get a kid's meal, right? Yeah. So basically, portion control. Our stomachs are only so small. Even if you got fat around your stomach is actually small. So when we eat those large portions, we don't exercise. A lot of people sit more often. It's just a recipe for disaster when it comes to what you mentioned earlier, chronic diseases. And what happens is it happens over time. So now
I woke up this morning like this. I woke up and went, dang, I got 30 pounds. What is going on?
No, this is what happens.
I'm messing with you.
Every year you could gain 10 pounds from November to January. During the holidays, you could gain 10 pounds. And just imagine every year you're gaining. So that's what my husband was doing. He was gaining every year. And I was going up and going down. I mean, I never thought I would be the person to have 3 sizes of clothes in the closet because I was always a small person.
That's called variety.
Right. That's called winter clothes, summer clothes,
No, it's called I can wear this month and wear that next month, and I can't wear nothing in there this month.
Right, and it's just sitting there. But portion control is a big thing. It was a big thing for me, not really for my husband because he's from Washington D.C. So it's the Washington D.C. Some people say it's the South, some people don't. I guess it depends on who you are. But he didn't really eat like I ate. It was my Southern eating habits that I imposed onto him. And the next step, we could talk about reading labels. This is the biggest thing ever. Nobody reads the labels. And to be honest, on some foods, the labels are so small, you can't even see the labels. So in my book, I talk about taking out your cell phone and making it larger so you can see what it is, depending on whatever the food is. And then you say, read the labels. What am I looking for? You could just look for 2 things. Let's just start with salt.
Sodium.
Yeah, sodium. Looking for sodium. Exactly. So if you see something, like for example, I got this little snack pack of, I think it was like pretzels and hummus or something.
Ooh.
And it was almost like 1,000 milligrams of sodium in a little snack pack.
Whole day's worth.
So people who have high blood pressure, they are not supposed to have more than 1,500 milligrams a day. So
Right.
1,000 milligrams was in that little snack pack. And what happens is you don't pay attention to that. You're eating throughout the day. You're buying this, you're buying that. A lot of the foods that are processed have a lot of salt in them just so that they'll have a taste. So you have to look at that.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to look at your sodium. That was one of the steps. One of the S's is sodium. And, you know, sodium not only increases your chances for high blood pressure, sodium also blocks calcium in your body. So it could help you to have osteoporosis. So we're talking about as we get older, there's certain things that we need to change and certain things that we need to do. So even a little tweak like drinking some water, more water, you can feel such a big difference. I had a friend who did not drink a lot of water, and I forced her to start drinking water. I mean, literally forced. She didn't like water. And she said when she woke up in the morning, she didn't have the pain in her knees and her joints because water lubricates your joints and all types of things. You don't know how many people are walking around dehydrated.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know you walking around dehydrated until something crazy happens, you know?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So dehydration is a big thing too, but water is another important thing. And you can get water from fruits and vegetables, not just drinking a whole lot of water. You have to think about where you get the water from.
But what about the sugar in all the fruit and a lot of the fruit?
Well, it depends on the fruit. You know, a banana is sweeter than some blueberries. I don't know why people hate blueberries. Blueberries are so good for you. Yes, they are so good for you. They have antioxidants. They help with all digestion, everything. Blueberries are so good for you.
They help you with inflammation too.
Yeah, inflammation. It helps to slow down chronic inflammation. But another thing about blueberries is it's one of the only fruits that they could not genetically modify. That blew me away when I read that. So blueberries have not been tainted like grapes and a lot of other fruits that you get.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of sugar in fruits. And like if you're diabetic, you do have to watch that some. But if you're not, I think fruits is a better alternative than eating a chocolate chip cookie.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so I mean, you have to think like that. What's better for my body, and what's gonna make you feel better?
Chocolate
Dr.
talks
Whitman,
to me.
Yeah, dark chocolate is good. Go ahead.
If you don't mind telling us some, because on the labels there's other terms other than sugar, other than sodium. Can you mind telling us some of the terms that's used or what we should look for on the label?
Yeah, the book. Well, oh my gosh. So this is a simple way to think about labels. Try to find foods that have the fewest amount of words and you understand every single word in the food. So when you start getting to the monosodium glutamate and all those other organic chemicals, your body really doesn't need that anyway. That's a simple way to think about it. Purchase foods that have few words. One time somebody said 6. I think that's too few because I don't really know what you can make some things with 6 ingredients, but I don't really know what it's going to taste like. But choose foods that have fewer ingredients and ingredients that you understand. And be careful with you want to say something? I'm sorry, you're going to say something.
Go ahead. No.
Be careful with the sugar, because in my book, I list a lot of names for sugar. Sugar is hidden in everything, ketchup, everything.
Lord, yeah.
So something else you want to look for on the label, and I know this is going to be like a scientific experiment for you. Look at how many foods you have in your house that have high fructose corn syrup. So that's what you want to look for. And almost everything you have, it has high fructose corn syrup. So when I was growing up, I didn't read the labels, but I don't even remember that. So it's like an additive that they started putting in food about 20 some years ago. I don't
60s,
know.
actually.
Yeah, I don't really know the purpose of the high fructose corn syrup. But why is it in the food though? Why is it
It's
there?
almost like a filler, like in detergent. They put something to fill, to fill the box up that are made to detergent. But high fructose corn syrup is like a filler for, like stuff like this right here.
So what I do is I challenge you to find the foods that don't have that in them. And I've been able to find some. If you want some examples, cereal, different things. Go ahead. Somebody was saying something.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh, okay.
Look around. First of all, Maurice, don't be holding up your kid snacks, man.
Hey, it works for me. I mean, like my doctor said, when you walk up to it and they say lemon, that's good. If you walk up to it and say lettuce, that's good. If you walk up to it and say tomato, that's good. You know, that's basically, he just broke it down like that. Hey,
And that's
Well,
another
you
question.
well, you can ask some children, like children who who eat a lot of fast food. You can ask them like, what does a potato look like? Some kids don't even know what a potato looks like because they've only eaten, French fries. So it's so important that you mention going into a store and getting real foods, live, clean foods. And again, I'm not totally against meat, but there's some meats that are better than other meats. It takes a little reading and studying, but there are some seafood that's better than other seafood.
Hey, Jennifer, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
What do you think about the Boca burgers and all the veggie burgers and things they got coming out?
Well, I had a question first. Hold on, because you just took over, Maurice. I need to ask a question. Hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I think he's pulling rank, Maurice.
No, I ain't go right. Go ahead, Maurice. I'm sorry. Go ahead and ask the question, Dr. B. I got one.
See, I backed all the way up over here.
No. I'm joking.
No. I just asked a question, because they got all these. I like my meat,
Right.
And you want your meat, man want meat.
Yeah.
And the question is, they got this stuff that tastes like meat, and they done put something in it.
Right.
They'll put something in it to taste like meat. So I mean, is the stuff they put in it bad for you?
That's soy and tofu, right?
Well, some of it is better than others. It's just like other foods. So my advice to you is to check the sodium. When you add sodium to things, it's going to make it taste better. You have to check the sodium. And this is what you do. You look at what you eat every day. Every person is different. Like I may not eat something with a lot of sodium, but somebody may. If you're going to eat that Beyond Burger, please check the sodium. Because when you had a Beyond Burger, you're going to put cheese on it, pickles, I don't know, all these different things. You have to think about that. The bread has sodium on it. And sometimes the veggie burgers and things, they may be just as bad as eating a regular hamburger when you're looking at the sodium. And then, people say do things in moderation. That's true. If you're going to eat a veggie burger once every 2 weeks. Don't eat a veggie burger 3 days a week, because there's still fat in there, not as much as a hamburger. But there's still, things in there. But my husband, he'll eat them. I have him eating them. He's okay with it. But again, there's cheese and all this other mayonnaise, all this other stuff he puts on it. But he will eat them.
You mentioned monosodium glutamate. That's the same thing as accent, correct?
Monosodium glutamate.
So that's not good?
Well, you have to think about seasoning foods with herbs and things better than chemicals. Like those chemicals over time, they really affect our body. That is a chemical. Well, actually, monosodium glutamate is a flavor enhancer, and they put in a lot of Chinese food. And I think I just used that example because that's the only thing I could think of when it came to reading labels. But you have to think about everything that you put in your body over time. You have to think of the cumulative effect of that. And if you make simple changes, they will make a difference in the way you feel. To be honest, that was the biggest thing for me, the way I feel, having so much more energy, sleeping better at night. All of those things make a big difference in what you eat, even if you do it slowly and you do it step by step. And again, water. I mentioned drinking water earlier. That is one simple thing that you can do. And I saw somebody wrote something about sweet drinks. That's where you get most of your sugar from. Drinking that juice all the time, whatever kind of juice it is. Even if you think it's healthy, again, high fructose corn syrup is in there, and all other. I saw a juice one time that was 75% sugar. Not gonna say the name, but 75. And this was a small.
We're gonna say what it is. It's
no.
that jug of Kool-Aid that we had in the refrigerator all the way in the back.
The whole 5-pound bag of sugar.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think some of the things that we have now may be worse than that. If you drink them all the time over time. We had pure cane sugar. We didn't put all these other things that are made in the lab, like that sucralose. Like if you look at some drinks, they have sucralose. Sucralose used to be a pesticide. And what they did is they changed the chemical conformation, and they said, oh, this would be great as a sugar. So they start putting in things. A lot of things that you see that say no sugar added, check the back of the label and it'll say sucralose on there. That's what is that? Sucralose. It's sucralose. Sucralose. Most things that say no sugar, what those sweetened waters have sucralose in them. Most things that say no sugar, and that's what I talked about in the book too. It's called greenwashing. What they do is they write something on the front of a label that makes you grab it, like no sugar added. Okay, it's no real sugar added, but all those other substitutes are there in that bottle or jar or whatever.
So doctor, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
I got in, y'all. Let me ask you a question. Okay, first of all, again, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So you guys are saying a whole lot as I'm listening. You guys are saying a whole lot about big names for small issues and everything. Okay, how do you get somebody? Number one, they want to start this journey of wellness, of health, but nobody can do it cold turkey. Nobody can cut all this stuff cold turkey. And you mentioned the sweet drink. She's a creator of a drink called Tree Sweet Drinks. Okay,
great.
Yeah, it has sugar and it's very good. All right, but again, can you moderate what you do? I mean, how do you just go cold turkey and get to that point? You're saying a lot. All right.
Yes.
And you understand you're saying a whole lot, okay? But it's not going to resonate with everybody. How do you get somebody to understand what you're doing?
So one of the things I recommend is to do a food diary. And a food diary is you write down everything you eat in a single day. And I don't mean change what you eat. I mean eat like you normally eat Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is you eat, and you write down what you eat every single day, all day long. Do it for 3 days. I always tell people do it for 3 days. And then you go back and you look at these things and say, how much processed food am I eating? Processed, anything in a bag, box, that's processed food. Yeah, frozen food, but some vegetables are good, but yes, frozen. So that's what you do. You look at what you eat for 3 days, and then you started saying, is there something that I can change in my diet? It could be a drink, like if you're drinking juice all day. Let me swap out water. Go ahead.
We're not going to cut Tree Sweet Drinks out. We're gonna drink a little bit of that. Okay, that's ideal.
Well, let's just say this. We can start.
We can sin on that one. Yeah, a little bit.
We can start very small then, and just say for one meal, drink some water. One meal. We could start that small. We're talking about small changes. Small changes over time. Small changes over time. And another thing too is to get a health coach or a nutrition coach. If you want to invest in somebody to walk you through this process, that's a really important thing too, is to get somebody to look at that food that you eat. I mean, and forget the health coach. They even have apps now. They have apps that will tell you what you eat. I used this app one time, and the app was basically cussing me out. I was so embarrassed. It was done through artificial intelligence. And the app was saying, I had a piece of cake. I mean, I still eat cake. Like I said, I'm not extreme. So I had a piece of cake, and the app said back to me, that's why your weight hadn't gone down or something like that. I mean, my weight was I'm just maintaining my weight.
We'd have to be fighting on that one.
No, this is artificial intelligence.
You need to tell your creator.
It's just so embarrassing. I was just so embarrassed. I'm like this anyway, but I'm saying small
you got
change.
The Negro app. That's what you had.
No, I didn't have the Negro Please app. I didn't have that.
It wasn't Alexa. That was Boom Shika.
Okay.
No,
it was Alexa.
Now, a lot of people substitute the artificial sugars like equal and saccharin and all of that. Now, for some reason, my body rejects it. I can't eat any of that artificial sugar. So is it good, as a substitute?
I am not a fan of that. I would say it is better for your body to have the pure cane sugar versus the, what is it used to be called? Sweet and low. I don't know what it's called now.
Sweet and low.
Instead of eating that, because those are chemically made sugars. Those are chemicals that you're putting in your body. And the research also shows that those chemicals do something in your brain that makes you want to eat more.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting. So I would say if you need to just use regular pure cane sugar, at least you know what that is versus the chemicals that you put in your body.
And
But
you know,
I'm like you, Miss Gina. The same thing happens to me if I eat something like that.
Yeah.
It just
you know what's okay?
Real quick, Felicia says, you mentioned the Daniel fast. What is the best way to fast while taking medication?
Well, I am not a physician, so I can't really advise anybody on what to do, you know, if you're on medication, because I'm not a physician. But a physician would tell you if it's okay to fast or not, because some people, they can't fast.
Yeah.
And some people can't fast.
Diabetics can't.
So I don't know what kind of medication it is, and I'm not a doctor or pharmacist, so I can't. I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't advise on that. I'm sorry, and I will not try. So
when we down your fast, what we normally tell the person that's on medication is to talk to you, like you just said, talk to your doctor. I have a question about fruits and veggies.
Right.
And normally, we're told, of course, fresh fruits and veggies are better.
Right.
But what if you're not able to get fresh fruits and veggies and you don't live in the part where you can grow your own year round?
Right.
What's better? Because I know a lot of the cans have a lot of sodium, but now they're doing low sodium or no sodium as well.
Well, frozen vegetables are good, but again, you have to check your labels. But most frozen vegetables without a sauce, meaning you don't want the cheese sauce on the broccoli or the Asian
garlic butter
bean, all that stuff. Don't do that. Season them your own. Season them on your own. Even if you have to put a little salt on them, but it's better to do frozen. Frozen vegetables are good. Yeah. And fresh is I think fresh is the best. And I received that question another time. I was doing some live coaching, and I advised them to try and find low sodium canned vegetables. If that's all that you're able to get in your area, try to find low sodium. But you know what I noticed in some areas, some stores, they don't even have that.
Wow.
Some stores don't even have low sodium vegetables. Like, and I'm in Georgia, so I shop all types of grocery stores, Asian markets, all types. In some places, they don't even have low sodium canned vegetables. I mean, they may have corn. They might have corn, and that's just a disservice to the people who live in that area.
So, in that instance, if you're in one of those areas that you can't find low sodium or no sodium, because I know near where I am, I find that everywhere. And I'm like, I need salt, I need sugar. And I'm trying to live a little bit, do better now. Right. But I would advise you to go to your management of your grocery stores.
Yeah.
And start requesting it.
Right.
Because if you don't ask.
Yeah, because there's not a demand for it. So you're exactly right.
So Dr. Whitman, I'm sorry, I can call you Williams. I don't know why. So is it practical? I mean, and I'm not. I know I'm sounding like a naysayer on the show today, ain't I? Right?
It's okay. It's okay.
Because I want to make it clear for people who don't understand all of these layman terms. All right. To break it all down, because Marcella mentioned monoglucine, something.
Right.
Accent.
I don't know. Okay, so for people, because see, and when you start throwing, and Jeff, I want you to say something as well. When you start throwing out these big names and all of these big words,
okay,
it takes people out of it. In my opinion, it takes people out of it, and it makes them say, "Well, hey, if I can't say it, I don't want it." All right. So
that's the point.
Yeah, that is the point. But keep going. I understand where you're going. Keep going.
You're saying that's the point, but I'm saying if you tell me, okay, well, you're not supposed to be eating monoglucose milk, whatever, okay? and like, well, what is monoglucose milk? All right, and since or no, let me reverse that. You're supposed to be taking in monoglucose milks, but I don't know what it is, so I ain't gonna do it, okay? Because even though Dr. Whitman, Marcella, Gina, and Maurice and Jeff said it's good to take that, I don't know what it is. All right, So is there a way that it can be broken down? You know what I mean? To break it down.
Well, you know what I was saying to Miss Marcella was that You're not supposed to eat all of that stuff that you cannot pronounce. That's what I was saying. I said if all of those ingredients, like 100 ingredients is on something on the label and you can't pronounce it, don't eat that. Go to the simpler things, or even better, get fresh things and cook it yourself. Stop eating so much fast food. Stop eating out. So think of it this way, or eat out once a month versus 3 times a week. I mean, there are people that I know, their children live on fast food. I mean, there are recipes that you can make that will last longer than eating out at a fast food restaurant. So my wish is that people would just eat healthier foods that are not in a bag or a box, or that you get through the drive-through, or even at a restaurant. I mean, you could take it to the next level. When you're eating at whatever restaurant, chain restaurants, they are putting lots of salt, lots of sugar in your food, so you want to keep coming back and eat it. And as I was saying earlier, you have to kind of change your taste buds a little bit to things that you cook and that you season at home yourself. Even if you're putting a lot of stuff in it, it's better than what you're getting in the restaurant and foods that are processed. So am I helping you a little bit, or do I need to break it down even further? Because we know what we're doing. It's just that we have to be accountable to each other, and we have to do it. And especially as we get older. I mean, gosh, as we get older, we have to really change up what we've been doing. And your brain will allow you to do it. Sometimes you just don't want to do it.
That's true.
So, let me ask. I'm sorry.
Hey Jennifer, I was just looking around these always non-GMO, type organic sugars. I just sent Greg like a gigantic link, and I'm looking at what a 2-pound bag of this sugar costs. $9.49 for a 2-pound bag.
Right.
It costs to eat healthy.
Yes, and you know what? When you
but
you
the
look
long
at
term.
and that's what someone told me. You might at this point spend a little bit more to eat healthier, but then think of your medical bills go down as well.
Okay, I got you.
That's something. I have a question about whole grains. You hear a lot of people when they're talking about eating healthy, eat whole grain this, whole grain that. And I know in some of the schools, they serve whole grain. They're like, okay, for the chips for the children, whole grain hot chips.
Wow.
Wow. Is that healthy, or because of it's whole grain potato chips, whole grain hot chips?
I think whole grains are good for you. The whole thing about whole grains is that they help you it has more fiber in it, and fiber helps with digestion. I don't think I would be a proponent of whole grain hot chips, but whole grain hot chips are probably better than just regular hot chips. I mean, if you have to think about it like that. But as we get older, we have to think about fiber. That's something we have to think about. Put more fiber in our diets. That's why I always talk about green vegetables and fruits. That's an easy way to get fiber. Green leafy vegetables, broccoli, cabbage, those types of things. That's really important. Americans in general do not get enough fiber because a lot of the foods that we eat are processed, and it's not a lot of fiber in it at all. So that's something really important for us to get a lot of fiber.
So now we have a life coach on here, Jeff Reliford. Jeff, so you're hearing all of this, man. What's your take on this healthy lifestyle that Dr. Jennifer's talking about?
Well, it is a lot. It is a lot when you really start looking at it. And I kind of agree with you too, Greg, breaking it down, starting at the lowest point. Like one thing I noticed about was a lot of times we talk about protein. Protein is very big in a diet. You know what I mean? And we always think that comes from meat, but really protein comes from your plants. Right. Now, when we talk about reprogramming your taste buds, when you eat greenery, salad for long periods of time, you'll be surprised because that salad you eat starts to taste exactly like the meat.
Wait a minute, what?
Oh yeah, you've never been before. Oh yeah.
Nah.
When I went ahead and I lost 40 pounds. And what was that? In about 90 days, 40 pounds. and because I was 190, and I went down to 150 almost.
Man,
And
I was.
But Dr. Whitman, and Jeff, I've always been told that iceberg lettuce, don't eat iceberg lettuce because it has no nutritional value in it.
Iceberg lettuce is exactly right. No nutritional value at all.
Corn
Get your darker green leafy vegetables where you have more.
Yeah, corn doesn't neither, does it?
Right. That's my thing about corn. Yeah, I say it has no nutritional value, but it has some. It has some. But I always tell people that. I said, oh, don't eat corn. Just don't eat corn. But no, corn is fine. I don't want to knock corn. Corn is fine.
Well, it goes through you. I mean, it helps get things out of you.
It does. It does. Mm-hmm.
That's nasty, man.
Hey, I'm just telling the truth. It is what it is. But,
But I want to say something about what the life coach said as far as your taste buds changing. Now, when I changed my diet some, the spinach that I ate didn't taste like meat, but it was like my body was craving the spinach. My body was craving the healthier food as I was eating it. Over time, it takes time, though. It doesn't happen quickly. I think it's about 6 weeks, they say it takes. I think it may depend on the person and their brain and all of that, but that's just the average time. Mm-hmm.
I'm here to check. And what I meant by kind of tasting like meat was more like, because when everybody talks about protein, we always look for our beef. And we always forget, what do the cows consume? The cows consume grass 24/7.
To get that beefy. Yeah.
Exactly. To get that protein in the beef. So when we start off, we need to eat just as the animals do, green from the earth, in order to get the protein. You know what I mean? It's that little basic stuff right there that we tend to forget and we miss out on. So I said it go for the stepping stone.
Real quick, Dr. Whitman, one of our viewers asked, she wants to know, why does she bloat so much?
Oh, I don't know. That's a loaded question right there. It could be something in your diet. I don't know. Some people who eat the vegetables I was talking about, broccoli and cabbage and all that, sometimes that makes people bloat. Sometimes it's dairy. I don't know. It could be literally. It could be, I don't know, it could be anything. I can't really answer that.
I'm not saying individually. I'm just saying, period.
Oh, definitely. A lot of, if you normally don't eat green, like broccoli and cauliflower and things like that, and you start eating it a lot, it may cause you to, to be bloated. So I don't. Yeah.
Are there specific foods that make you bloat?
Yeah, if you start eating a lot of fiber, if you start eating a lot of fiber, and you normally don't eat fiber, or you don't drink enough water, you can become bloated from that too. But some people have started to drink a lot of water, and the bloating would go away. I know that sounds weird, but the bloating would go away by being hydrated. So that's just one suggestion.
I remember
Dr. Whitman, what's the difference between? Go ahead, Maurice. I'm sorry.
I remember after I had my stroke. Before I had my stroke, I was, get that rabbit food away from me. I don't want no rabbit food. Get the lettuce, get the tomatoes, and all the cucumbers and things and pickles. I used to tell my wife all the time, that's for rabbits. That's not for me. Shoot, after I had that stroke, though, I started eating it.
Turned into a rabbit.
You was there on Easter. You was the Easter bunny, wasn't you?
And you know it.
Dr. Whitman, may I ask a question?
Sure.
What's the difference between dieting and a lifestyle change when it comes to eating?
Dieting is sometimes an extreme thing. You may totally cut out one thing, or you may only eat this type of thing. That, in my opinion, that's a diet. We don't want to do a lot of dieting. We want to, as you said, have a healthy lifestyle. So it may be a variety of foods that you eat. I'm not a proponent of one particular, way of eating. I think you should eat a variety of foods. That's just my take. Eat a variety of foods. Primarily clean eating, which involves, your natural foods, your whole grains, your greens. I'm not totally against meat, but there are some meats are better than others. I'm a seafood person. And again, spices, salads. So if you think about it as you get older, you may want to say some more S's. I'm doing the S's tonight. Spices. And these are spices in your food. And this is compared to eating out and eating in restaurants. Spices, seafood. But again, seafood, it depends on the person because you may have some other ailments, gout or something. You may not want to eat a lot of seafood, but seafood is healthy for you. Salmon and different types of seafood. Spices, seafood, smoothies. And this is a smoothie that you make as you get older. Smoothies are good because you can put your fruits, you can throw some vegetables.
Does it have to have dairy in it?
Well, they have milk now, almond milk, oat milk, rice milk. They have all types of milk. It doesn't necessarily have to be dairy if you want to put, milk in there. And the other is spice and salads. And I don't mean iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce is okay every once in a while, but green lettuces. Like there's so many different types of lettuces that we don't really eat. I don't know. I used to know the number. It escapes me now, but there are lots of different types of lettuces that we don't even eat. That you want to eat. I mean, salads are very good for you. And you can get all of your protein, all of everything in your salad at one point, at one time while you're eating it. But don't take the whole bottle of dressing and pour it all over the salad because that's defeating the purpose. That's that ranch. We ranch kings and queens. We don't need to do that. We might need to switch up our dressing sometime. Try something lighter.
I love my ranch.
And there's a lot of sugar and salt in those.
It does. And, go ahead.
When we talk about water, is there such thing as drinking too much water?
Yeah, but most people that I know don't get to that. They don't get to drinking too much water. That's true. But then too, I want to talk about water for a minute, and I want to see what you guys think about that. Okay, so there's this big push for alkaline water and all the different types of bottled water. I mean, my daughter, she talks about all these water have different tastes and all of that. So are you all like that with the water? I'm just like
Greg.
I mean,
you know what, Dr. Whitman?
It's time for the pitch, brother.
Let me tell you, yes, this because I drink Core. It's perfectly balanced pH purified water, and Core does its part for the environment because this water is made from 100% recycled plastic. So when it comes back, it's coming back as tofu. I mean,
okay.
A tofu container, anyway.
All right. So do you have stock in Core or something?
We have a sponsor.
Got it. Okay. But no, what do y'all think about? What do y'all think about the water thing?
I've heard with water, you're supposed to you drink water, and it helps you in your digestive and your and weight loss. Is that true?
Yeah. I agree that it's something good that you should drink. But all the different types of water.
I don't do all those different flavored waters.
No, I think she's talking about the types of water. You got the purified, you got the spring water, you got the alkaline water.
Yeah, the alkaline is big and all that stuff. I mean,
alkaline is what I do. I do the alkaline because I have allergies, and I know the higher the pH in the alkaline, the better it is for me. So I do the alkaline water. Okay.
Yeah, I was just asking because people always ask me that, and I am just whatever type of water you can get. That's how I am pretty much. But again, I know like your municipal water, at some places you can't drink that, but then some places you can.
Yeah.
But a lot of the bottled water is your municipal water. I was buying bottled water one year, and I read that a lot of it is municipal water. I was like, wait a minute. And I flipped that bottle around, and it was the municipal water of the town I lived in.
Right.
Like,
and reverse.
What were you drinking?
They just
not all of it, though.
Reverse
not all of it. No, not all of it.
Right. Yeah.
You do have to pay attention to it because some of it is just tap water.
Right.
But
read your labels.
If you go through, I sent Greg the list of the best waters, and Core came in number 10 out of 100. So Core is a good water, but the higher the alkaline, the better the water is for you. It is better for you, and I just have to, I have to really check and see what kind of waters it is. I've ordered water from different places, Milwaukee, and had it shipped to my house. But there is a difference, Dr. Whitman, and I don't know why people can't identify that taste. But when I drink different types of waters, I can tell the difference in them.
Yeah,
you got those that have a really clean, crisp taste. Then you got some that taste like they just came out of a pipe. So
Minerals add in the minerals.
So there is, but it all
It just
depends
came out
on
of
what
crack
kind
pipe.
you like as well. Because I don't like that what's that Perrier and all of that. I don't like that
Mhm.
You don't like
carbonated
Perrier?
water.
Oh, you don't like the carbonated water? Yeah.
I don't see how people drink that.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
funny
like that
about the
carbonated
waters that I drink as well because I can taste them, and people are like, "But it's water." I'm like, "There's a distinct taste in them." So
Right.
yeah, I
And some
understand.
people have like these.
You can even
home
taste the
filters.
difference.
Go ahead.
You can even taste the difference from one municipal to another. Like
Well, yeah.
water in Chicago does not taste like the water in Gary.
I agree with that. Now, I agree with that. I did a class on the environmental health class, and I did a study on all the different waters. And all this stuff is online, all the different, like you said, minerals and the things they use to get the bacteria out of the water, all of that. And I'm not going to tell you where I spent my summers growing up. I think I put that in my book, but the water there was horrible. It was in Illinois. It was horrible. Like it was particles in the water. Nobody in that city drank the water from the tap. Nobody did. I'm like, oh my God. And from Alabama, being a child, as I put in my book, you just drink out the water hose. So I mean, and it was crystal clear, like from a stream or something. I mean, but I don't know. But
Okay, can I ask you? I'm sorry. A quick question. Off of the water, because I know we had another guest coming on too, but I've noticed in a lot of when they're talking about healthy eating and trying to get away from meats, a lot of the fake meats is really like tofu and soy and all that. Is that actually healthy? Because I thought I read something about it's really salty and that's not as healthy as society's trying to make it seem.
It's full of sodium.
It depends. It depends on the person. Like I've read some studies, and again, that soy is not good for women. I mean, but it depends. Like some people can just eat the soy burgers and are fine. There's some brands of the veggie burgers that are not soy. It's made out of pea protein and just vegetables. You just have to read your labels. Some people have allergies to soy and don't know it until they start eating all of those veggie products that have soy in them. But I don't think soy is unhealthy. Like soybeans are not an unhealthy food. But again, it's individual. It depends on the person, whether you have allergies or not. But as I said earlier, a lot of the packaged meat and sausage and all of that stuff, it does have a lot of sodium in it. You're having less fat, which is important, for your arteries and stuff, but it's a lot of sodium. So you have to watch the sodium on anything in a bag, box or anything. You have to watch the sodium.
Well, even the deli meat.
Oh yeah, definitely the deli meat. There's a lot of sodium in that. Yeah, and it's processed. It's highly processed. Oh yeah, bacon. That's what I told somebody my next book would be, put that bacon down. And they were like, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
You're gonna get in trouble
now.
Hey, I got in trouble with the fried chicken thing. Shoot, we were like, I'm anti-fried chicken.
Well,
I'm not anti-fried chicken.
Ever since trans fats has been eliminated from our menu, supposedly chicken is not supposed to be as bad as it was. Because remember what they used to cook fried chicken in was lard.
Yeah.
So they can't use lard no more. They have to use a vegetable oil or something.
Right, but you have
fried food that don't matter.
Yeah, fried is fried, and somebody. Oh, she said not the bacon. Only the and then the macaroni. Put that macaroni and cheese down. I guess they'll come to my house if I did that. No, I'm not gonna do that. But
how about fake food?
She said she ain't gonna do that.
No, I ain't gonna do that. But you were talking about the trans fats, and you were talking about the what were you just talking about? The fried foods and the trans.
Yeah.
So you have to check your chicken too, because some chicken has sodium infused in it, and that sodium is probably to keep it fresh longer, but you have to check that. So for a long time, we would eat chicken breast from the grocery store. I would come home and season it with some kind of sauce or whatever, but you have to check that too. The sodium is rampant in our diet. Sodium and the sugar is rampant. So you have to check that.
How much money McCormick's made off black folks. All seasoned salt.
Yeah, and think about that. And I think I think there was a comedian talking about that one time. He said the salt is seasoned. Just think about that. It is seasoned salt. I can't remember what comedian it was recently.
Probably
So we
DL
are
Hughley.
seasoning properly. We are seasoned. We're putting salt on our food. That the salt is seasoned.
Got flavor in it to make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to ask you, what do you know about GMOs? Maurice mentioned that earlier, but I don't think a lot of people really know what GMOs are or what they do.
You know, I don't have a lot of information about GMOs. I just try to purchase things that are not genetically modified. But the weird thing is that some foods say partially genetically modified.
Exactly.
It's just so it's a whole different world that we live in. But you know, if you go to the grocery store and you pick up some kale that's in a bag or fresh kale, it's not going to be genetically modified.
Right.
A lot of that stuff that is genetically modified, a lot of it is processed, but I don't know a whole lot about that. I mean, I can't tell you because those processes are fairly new. And to be honest, a lot of research has not been done on that. We don't know what the effects of that is. And I don't want to sound spooky and all of that, but we don't know. We really don't know at this point.
A lot of folks don't want to sound spooky about it, but the truth is the reason why we have genetically modified food is to keep pests away from most of it. You know, when it's being planted, it's modified, so it, they basically poisoning the food for pests not to eat it up. Also, to make like seedless grape is genetically modified not to produce seeds.
Right.
Same thing with tomatoes and a bunch of watermelon too. So, I mean, it's genetically modified. A seedless watermelon is not a natural thing, although we love it. I mean, a lot of people love it, but it's genetically modified. So,
okay, look, let's switch gears for a second, okay? Dr. Whitman, we're going to keep you on here real quick, okay? Right now, as you're training us and teaching us how to eat. Who said that? You ain't got the correct I was talking about. Teaching us to eat right and get our insides right. We got a gentleman right here that's going to tell us how to get our sides right. Okay, everybody, welcome, Mr. Carl Witherspoon.
He
unmute yourself, bro.
Carl, what's up?
Hi, Carl.
He's muted.
I can't unmute him. Yeah, there you go.
Hi, everybody. How you all doing? Sorry about that.
It's all good. It's all good.
What's going on? How y'all doing this evening?
Doing well.
Good, brother.
So we got
trying to
Dr.
get healthy.
We got Dr. Jennifer Whitman on here, and she's telling us all about being healthy from the inside out. Okay, now we want you to tell us how to be healthy from the outside.
Good.
He has to turn off his other Facebook.
You talking about as far as physical fitness goes, Greg?
Why not? Let's do that. Help him out, Jeff.
Yeah, man. As far as the physical fitness element goes, let them know what you do, man. Let them know the different steps that you take in order to go through that process.
He's muted.
I think he's frozen.
Well, I just want to add in there that, the information that Dr. Whitman is giving us, please understand that, you still have to move around, you still have to exercise, and you still have to take part in physical activity. A lot of people think I could just change my lifestyle, change the way I eat, but I'm going to sit all day. I'm not going to move around. And that's where you get individuals that have the problems with the knees, have the problems with, moving around. So,
yes. And sleep is important too. I want to throw that in there. Sleep is very important.
Would you say that again, please, Dr. Whitman?
Yeah, please. We got somebody on that top row need to hear that.
Sleep is very important. You cannot catch up on your sleep. After that sleep window is gone, it is gone.
Okay, so all y'all backyard people up there.
We love you, though. We're family. We love you.
Carl, you good now? Carl must got the 2 cans.
I'm good. Hopefully I got all the kinks worked out. But yeah, you definitely need to get 8 hours of rest. Eat 3 good meals a day. Snack in between 3 good.
So I think what's happening.
You say who?
You got a little delay on there. So this is what we want you to do, man. We're going to ask a question.
What'd you say, Greg?
I guess we ain't gonna do that one. But we want to ask you a question. Go ahead and talk about what you do. Let's pause for a minute and look at each other's beautiful faces while he answers.
Craig is silly. Oh. Carl, are you there?
He may have to move to another space in the room.
Another city.
His service kind of out the game right now.
Cracking up.
So you all go ahead back with the question with Dr. Whitman. Carl, find another spot.
So, Dr. Whitman, while we're waiting, can you elaborate a little bit more about sleep? Seriously, because I know you said you can't catch back up on it, but what exactly, if you're not getting enough sleep and you're constantly moving and pushing, what happens?
I mean, I'm sitting by the modem. I don't know what better.
Get off the wireless. You're gonna have to direct connect.
Jeff, can you help? Can you go offline and help him out? Help my real quick?
I got you, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go off. I'll get tap back in.
Make sure you turn that Facebook to the main page off.
Okay, and Dr. Whitman, let's talk about that sleep, because I'm one of those people that do not get sleep.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you sleep, it's when your body rejuvenates itself. Mm-hmm. Your brain rejuvenates itself. All of those things happen when you sleep. And over time, it's just as simple as this. You basically just wear your body down. And if you continue to wear your body down over a long time, it can start affecting your organs. It's just like anything else in your body. Yeah. And I was like you. I would stay up all night doing something. But when I started to sleep, I felt so much better. I mean, I still stay up late now, but not as late as I used to. But I felt better. And it, for some people, it's like your body is on 10 all the time. It's like there's certain hormones in your body where there's stress. That stress over a long period of time causes issues, in your body. It could cause
chronic illness
in your body. Right. It could cause other issues. And like for some people who stay up and they're eating. So what's going to happen with that? You're eating late at night. But it's important to sleep and for your body to rest and for your brain to rest, all your organs and cells and everything just to rest and be rejuvenated. So it's very important. I write that in the book too about resting and about sleep and getting good sleep.
Yes.
Not just getting a couple hours and saying I'm good to go, but getting good sleep.
Yes, definitely.
Very important.
Let's hold Greg accountable to that. I can't even talk about Greg because I'm the same way. I think I went to bed last night about 4 a.m.
Oh my God.
And you know what? I know from experience, I used to be that way. A lot of people say I still am. I've gotten better, but then my body started shutting down on me. And what I tell people is slow down before your body make you slow down. I ended up in the hospital from that. So if you really need to think about all these things that you've been a mover and a shaker and all these things you think have to be done.
Right.
It's not going to get done if you're 6 feet under.
That's right.
That's true.
So you need to.
Marcy.
That's what the doctor told me when I was in the hospital. The doctor told me that stop running, slow down before you're 6 feet under and that your family's burying you.
Yeah.
And it's just fact. Wow. It's just fact. Start delegating things and eating healthy, exercising, getting your sleep, your rest. And you can rest sometime when you're not asleep, but you got to turn off. And I know, all business owners and all this, turn off your phone sometime.
Oh, Lord, hammers.
But I know, we have voicemail and things of that nature. Hire somebody or get someone to take your calls and screen your calls. And I mean, it is literally a matter of life and death.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a thing is artificial sleep?
Not that I know of.
If I had it, I'd turn it on, like click, it goes.
Put the machine.
No.
You know, when you're in that state where your brain goes to sleep, you're still going through the motions, but your brain goes to sleep, and then maybe 30 minutes later, you feel rejuvenated.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you the scariest thing when I found out about how driven I was. I was getting up, starting this business, programming machines until midnight, then waking up the next morning driving 200 miles, east or west, and then I'm driving over a plateau, a mountain, and on my way up this mountain, I wake up. It's like, you know what I mean?
Whoa.
Yeah, like where am I?
Like, no, it's not where am I. It's like, oh my God, I don't remember the first 50 miles of that journey.
Because don't remember if it was a red light or green light.
I know it was a red light, green light. It's just like automatic. And I wake up.
The grace of God.
It's like, hey, that's it. That exactly is it.
Been there, done that.
And it's like, man, I don't remember getting to the top of that mountain. Like normal people, like. When traffic is passing you on both sides, but I'm talking about being on the superhighway. I'm gonna tell you, one time I woke up and I had hit a deer.
Oh God!
At 70 miles an hour, I hit that sucker and he tore the whole side of that vehicle up. And it was so funny because I'm sitting there and I had woke up and I actually saw the deer and he let 2 cars pass. Poof poof. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get past 2. And me and my sleepy dumbness, I stepped on the accelerator instead of slowing down and let this bad boy go and walk. Right when I stepped on the accelerator, he decided he was gonna turn and run right in my path, and I tore that bad boy up, knocked the horns off of him.
A deer.
Maurice, not to cut you off.
No.
Dr. Whitman, you have an online course that people can.
My course is not completed. I really wanted to get some feedback from the readers to know what exactly needs to go in the course. And I think Greg helped me when he said, where do you start? How do I start? I mean, the book is a good starting point, but I want to have more practical tips, more everyday things that you can do. So the course is being built, but it's not completed.
I think you started out pretty good. When you summarize in each chapter, that helps out a lot of people starting at a micro level. So everybody that reads the book is getting those little tidbits at the end of the chapter. That can help you, structure your online classes if you want to do that.
Okay.
Because you've already have your crib notes there.
Carl, I think you have. Do you have on the show on another device?
No, just on my phone. I
now
it's on my laptop.
Sounds normal now.
Nope.
Still getting a delay.
So you have a little bit of feedback there.
Hey, what's going to happen is this. We'll ask Carl a question, and then we all have to mute out and let him answer, okay? First of all, again, welcome, Carl. I've been on for a while, okay? Now I know you're in the fitness. Let everybody know what you do and what the benefit to them of what you do.
My name is Carl Witherspoon Jr. I'm from Gary, Indiana. I'm a certified personal trainer as well as a professional sports agent. Basically, what I do, I come in, I provide customized diet and workout plans for not only professional athletes or collegiate athletes, but everyday people as well, no matter what the age is. Good diet, what goes into your body is 85% of the struggle, and just making sure you're being active and just kind of go through day to day on what people eat and just try to overall assist them in living a healthy lifestyle, because it's a lifestyle. It's just not working out or eating right. It's a whole health lifestyle. It's a way of life, as I call it. So that's what I pretty much do. I've been doing for a while now.
Again, what are the benefits to becoming or to having a healthy life doing what
you can eliminate or cut down on, like diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease, obesity. Some of those things can be either eliminated and or kind of maintained or subsided by a good physical activity. 30 minutes to 60 minutes of walking or trotting or of jogging or even running a day I try to make time to work out twice a day, 1 cardio and then 1 strength and conditioning. So, but the most important thing, Greg, is what you put in your body. Like I try to drink 2 gallons of water a day to keep you consistent, flush out your kidneys, and just keep your body overall.
So does the 2 gallons of water, because a lot of people I asked Jennifer this. Does that help you in your weight loss? And is it necessary that people actually lose weight in order to get, I'd say, healthier? Does that make sense?
Like drinking water a day definitely kickstart the weight loss and you losing weight. But I understand 2 gallons of water is hard a day. But you start with maybe 2 at breakfast, 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner, and you work yourself up to a gallon and a half, and things like that. But definitely drinking. They say 8 glasses, but it's really your body weight time 0.80865 or something like that. That's the equation for finding how much water a person should drink a day. You go by your weight, and it's an equation. It's your weight time. I want to say 0.865, but I have to look that up. Don't quote me on the numbers. I can get you the correct equation.
Nobody else.
Oh, we muted.
Unmute when you want to ask a question. Y'all know the routine.
Carl,
Yeah.
what are some good exercises you're just starting out?
Thank you. Getting up, stretching, doing straight downs, stretching straight down, stretching your arms. You want to start light. I tell my clients, go to the doctor, make sure you don't have any underlying health issues. Mm-hmm. You start by stretching and then maybe walking around the block, something very basic. Jumping jacks in your house. Jumping jacks in your house. You can do push-ups, pull-ups, the core. And then when you feel comfortable, then you go to the gym. But I would say just work out at home. I do a lot of like stretching. I call them calisthenics and isometrics. A lot of stretching, flexibility, balance, stand on one leg. Squatting, trying to wall squats, doing different things, get that medicine ball, exercise ball, and just slowly work yourself into a routine.
Okay, let me rephrase my question. For an older person that might have arthritis, does not exercise, has not exercised, you got people out there like that. I've heard that using the trampoline, the little mini trampoline, is that good? Because there's like this light on your knees and things of that nature.
Absolutely. It cushions your joints. It's not rough on your joints like running, jogging, or trotting. Also, chair aerobics, sitting in the chair up and down, stretching. Water aerobics is another good one. Aqua therapy, water aerobics, chair aerobics. Also, it's like a group. I forget the name of it, but we do it here. It's called like a group aerobics for older, wiser people, where they just get together, more like social hour. They may do a few exercises and then they want to talk to them. So I would also suggest to get like a workout buddy, somebody you just go take a nice little stroll with. But trampoline is a very good one. Trampoline, aquatic therapy. Use like the medicine ball and the exercise ball, the yoga ball. Also like yoga blocks to kind of work. You can put them like behind your knees if you want to like stretch further. So those are some good ones.
Well, Carl, how can you help someone like myself? I was one who exercised 5 days a week until we started working from home. When that pandemic hit, I was so excited. I thought, good, I could get home and work out even more. But you know what? It's just the total opposite. So, and then I get into a trend. Well, I start back for a few weeks, and then I just throw it to the wayside.
That comes with just like focus and just being organized. Maybe in between, maybe when you take a lunch, get out and take a walk, get you a piece of fruit, drink a little water. Maybe do you some jumping jacks or some wall sits. Those are like my favorite. Also, like I said previously, try to find somebody you can talk with and work out that'll kind of like motivate you. If you feel yourself kind of like detouring away a backslide. I don't want to say backslide, but kind of backslide. But you also, what's the best thing? It's called rest. Get some sleep. Find you a sauna or steam room. and just trying to kind of get you some rest.
That's the hard part right there. The rest part.
The rest part,
Mm-hmm.
you have to make yourself rest. Because I used to just fall asleep. I'd be dead tired, and I used to just fall asleep standing up.
Carl, I think they begging both of the guests here to just keep talking about this rest thing. Okay, look, I understand everybody, and I thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate that. Now, Spoon, you are getting ready to embark on a tour, correct?
Yeah, it's called the business tour, The Cure.
Tell us about that.
It's myself and 4 other colleagues. We're going to talk about mind, body, and spirit. Personal credit, business credit, how important the body is, being a fine-tuned machine. Because without a good foundation and a good body, it don't matter what your credit is, you're not going to be around or healthy enough to even utilize credit or business or however much money you have. So me, Jeff, and 3 more other of my colleagues, we're heading to Nashville, Tennessee, November 18th through the 21st. And we're going to be in 5 more cities after that.
Okay. Real good. So it's going to be a thing that people are going to learn about fitness, health, wellness, finance. I mean, Jeff, elaborate a little bit more. Jeff, elaborate a little bit more.
I'm sorry. It was that back feed I was getting, and I was trying to catch you. But yeah, like I said before, when we go ahead and we do the tour, we work focusing on mind, body, and soul. Like I said, I'll be starting off with the mind portion of it. You know what I mean? So when we hit it, it's because you got to get this right, And then Matthew gonna hit us with the branding part of it, to get you moving and focusing more on it. And then Carla come in talking about the health and the wellness, you know what I mean? So that way, because when you start moving around and you start focusing on different aspects of your business, you're going to be go, 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 go. If you don't have yourself together, what use is it with the traveling and all the staying up, the phone calls, everything like that? You got to have your physical health together. And then we also going to round it out with business credit and trust and all that other stuff like that. That just a little bit of the personal credit too, you know what I mean? Because they go hand in hand, but it's nice to keep them separate, have them both good too. So it's a well-rounded tour that consists of the 5 of us that are really giving you things to jumpstart your inner and your outer, also your business as well. That's why we are the Cure.
And you know what? You should have Dr. Jennifer on there with you, man. She can come over there and give you give some great advice.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. We got to talk to my people. You know what I mean? We got to talk to the people. We all got to come as a collective unit, But that's not a bad idea, having different expertise and different things being said as well,
Mm-hmm. So Dr. Jennifer, you don't mind me calling Dr. Jennifer, do you?
No. Perfect.
So if there was something that you could leave our viewers with about what you do, who you are, and how to get in contact with you if they need some information, as well as information about your book, what would it be?
My website is www.drjenniferwhitman.com. That's how I can be contacted. Also on Instagram at Jennifer Whitman, Facebook, Dr. Jennifer Whitman, health coach. I'm there. Just Google me. I'm Whitman with an O. My book is available anywhere books are sold. And again, it's called Put That Fried Chicken Down, 5 Simple Steps for Southerners to Jumpstart Their Health Journey. And it's actually for anybody, not just Southerners. The Southern part is my perspective, but everything that I wrote in the book is applicable to wherever you grew up, whatever you eat. If you are a health fanatic, you can just read the book and see if you're doing the right thing. So it's a book for everyone. And it is a spiritual book. There is scripture and good stories and science. And it's not really long either. So
it's not.
She right down the street from me. I'm in Nashville. So.
Okay. Wow.
Okay. And then again, with Dr. Whitman, the 5 steps. Lower your sodium. Lower your sugar,
right.
Read your labels,
yes.
Eat more fruits and veggies, and exercise and get rest.
Right.
Did I leave any out?
Well, the P is for portion size.
And portion.
Yeah,
portion control.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
portion control.
yes. That's a big.
Yes.
So it's
there's so much information that I could leave you with. But what I want to say is that it is never too late to start your health journey. You can start it by making small tweaks to your diet over time. Mm-hmm. Movement is easy, as Carl just mentioned. Exercise at home, and you can do it no matter what state you're in your health. You can always do something to improve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to add to that, Dr. Whitman and Carl. Even just a little bit of movement when you're immobile all the time, just a little bit of movement, it does help. I know sometimes people think that your first step is to get out there and get in the gym and do 50 push-ups and 20 sit-ups, but it's just those small steps that you take,
right?
And that does help.
Yeah, right. And with the pandemic going on, a lot of people have been just like working, like you said earlier, working from home. Mm-hmm. We're not getting up and getting about. Like if you're working somewhere where you're normally getting up and you're walking around the office or whatever you're doing, and we're just not doing that. And like Carl said, and Dr. Whitman has, like you just said, Gina, get up, move. If you're just walking around in your home, back and forth, up a hall or walking around your home or something. I know some of us live in the Midwest, so we will be getting kind of funky weather coming in, but you can still, in your garage, just get up.
I'm glad you said that, Miss Amos. Shoveling snow is a great exercise for women, Argentina.
But you know what? I have been threatened by my neighbors. My neighbors have told me if they see me one more time out there, they're going to snatch me.
Tell them you're just getting your exercise. That's actually a good exercise. That's movement, just a little snow at a time. I'm not saying no heavy snow.
I like
your heart rate up. It's good cardio. Shoveling snow is really a good exercise for women. It causes men to have heart attacks if you have cardiovascular issues.
Yeah, mowing the lawn. I love all of that.
Absolutely.
So Carl, are you saying that the woman can shovel the snow?
I'm not saying that. I'm definitely not saying that because I'm gonna get a snowblower because it's gonna be snowing soon. I'm gonna use my snowblower.
I have one.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying that's just some little small activities. Raking leaves. Season is another good one. Mopping. Just little household activities.
Yeah, you can burn 100 calories vacuuming.
Wow, 100? Wow.
Yeah, about 100.
Wow.
That is awesome.
That's impressive. I did not know.
I know I got a lot of information today, and it's inspiring me because, like I said, I've been off and on, but I'm going to get back on my health journey because I went all the way down from 210 pounds to 165. And now I'm back up to 195. So, and when I did that, I just felt so good. I felt good. I felt healthy. I looked good. And it brings your confidence up. Mm-hmm. So, you guys have inspired me to get back on my health journey. And stick with it this time.
Yeah, stay with
it. And something else for those who might not be able to afford going out to a health spot. You can take cans to use as weights, and lifting weights. There's a lot of things. Go to the dollar store, get a hula hoop. Yeah. We all, a lot of us, some of us older, used to do that. You can lose weight doing that. Fun thing, dancing.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I lost a lot of weight after my first marriage from dance. Mm-hmm. I went from 190 down to like 150 in like 3 months.
Well, I found all that weight.
Yeah, but you'll also be surprised at all of the exercise videos online for any level of exercise. I mean, there was one lady walking 5,000 steps, and the lady was just walking. She was just walking, and you walking with her in the video. So
that had something to do with me too, because I was walking back and forth to work too, a couple of miles a day.
Wow.
But even if you, like Marcella said, if you're not able to go to a gym, you can go and get milk cartons out of your refrigerator and use those as weights. It's a lot of things you can use that's right there in your household.
Right.
So you don't have to go and pay those expensive gym fees.
Yeah,
Real quick, I want to start with that Mentos moment. Real quick, because when you had that funky breath as a life coach, you be in that life sometimes. You just gotta go ahead and pop your real quick Mentos dealing with the people. So what life coach just got today is just what we've done is we had a lot of people talk about on the round table different things that you can do to go ahead and lose weight. There are a lot of big things we have to do. Like I have a thing of brownie bites here. I'm not gonna show the thing, but you got to read the labels, as we learned earlier. Read the labels. The words are too big. The words are too big. That's something you don't have to consume in your body. All the way down to the small, minute things. When we're talking about the lettuces, you know what I mean? The lettuces you can eat, getting your green from the proteins, different things like that. So everybody, you have to remember, once again, it starts with you. As a life coach, I always talk about accountability, and it always starts with you. If you look at yourself and you're not happy with how you look, you're not happy with the different things that are going on with you inward and outwardly projected out so other people can see, you can take advantage of that. And we've had two good people on here that expounded upon some things. You should take some good advice from them, as well as the stories and the information that all of us have shared as well. So life coach Jeff says with the Mentos moment, I'm going to be like Nike, just do it. But I'm going to get out there and do it. So there we go.
That's real.
That is the core word of the day.
That's real.
Yeah, it is.
Dr. Whitman, you made a comment about your labels and looking at when it says no sugar. I have a can of sparkling water. Zero caffeine, zero sodium, zero calories, zero sugar. And I don't drink this. My mom drinks this. And I look at aspartame. That's an artificial sweetener.
Yes.
And she keeps wanting me to taste it. I don't drink pop and all that. But I'm like, she's like, there's no sugar, no sugar.
Right, exactly.
It's you gotta watch these labels. They're sneaky. And even though it's lower down in the list. Something that we didn't mention. When you're reading labels, what's most in the product is how do you know what I'm trying to say? Whereas if it says peanuts and that's the first listed, that means that's the main ingredient in the product. And as it goes down the list, that's the least amount of the stuff that's in the product. So that's something else we need to look at. If one of the first things is one of these sugar names, that means there's mostly sugar in that product.
Right.
So yeah, you're gonna make me look at labels.
Yeah.
Really look at labels because I do want to live and try to eat healthy, healthier. And one thing I do, I eat a lot of fruit. A lot of fruit.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have told me I need to back, like when we do our Daniel fast, I'm like I can sit down and eat 2 to 3 pounds of grapes.
And cherries. Right?
Cherries, grapes, plums. And I'm like, I can do that Daniel fast with fruit alone, but I've been told it's too much sugar.
Yeah, it is.
So that is too much sugar, even though it's natural sugar.
I'm going to tell you something that y'all got in the Midwest that we'll never get here. And that's the best tasting produce in the wide world. I can remember when I was living in Indianapolis and I was stopping those little farmers markets. There's the stuff that's grown locally. And you can stand there for 30, 40 minutes and just eat what they sampling. And then you end up spending $50. I remember that. And
we just had one recently.
Cherries, plums, and all that stuff. And man, watermelons. We still ain't found nothing that tastes even close to that, So,
wow.
Yeah, y'all got the best taste of produce in the world out there.
But it's been brought in though from other places.
Most of that is made right there in Indiana.
The farmers markets, they grow them here.
Okay,
They just had one right at the They had one at the Methodist Hospital in the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
And all the produce was locally grown.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it was delicious.
I missed that one.
And it was only
the reindeer cherries. I missed
3
those.
months out the year. So I'm like, why are they just bringing us healthy food 3 months out the year?
And you know what? That's an issue. Now, I know in the other communities around here, I know Munster has one constantly. I know Griffiths was having one, and like Highland and Cherville have the farmers markets a lot. And then I know also LaPorte. I have a friend that owns a farm there. But that's another thing when it comes to healthy eating. Fresh fruits and vegetables are not always available.
That's true.
Or if it is available, it costs
GMO.
And it's and like I believe it was in your book or might have been somewhere else where it was talking about it's so easy to have $1 or $2 and run down to the greasy spoon.
Yeah.
You know, because it's cheaper than going to get your fresh fruit and veggie that will fill you up. That $2 at the greasy spoon will fill you up before those fruits and veggies. And that's something that we need to really look into for our Black brown communities, so that we can have fresh fruit and veggies.
Well, a lot of people are, like you mentioned the other day, Marcy, they're growing their own vegetables on their patio, on their balcony. What did you call it?
Container gardens.
Yes.
Yeah, that was something that I was looking into because I've downsized. So now I just have a small patio. But I was like, okay, instead of all these flowers, put the flowers in the front and do the container gardens in the back. And then someone just gave me some plant lights. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, where can I put some things inside? But you can easily do container gardening.
They have those small greenhouses that you can buy online.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
And then we bought one. It's like an 8 by 10. And it's actually pretty cool. We grew green, potatoes, cucumbers, a whole bunch of stuff.
I don't know where everybody's located, but we actually have about an acre of land. We grow squash and parsley and rosemary.
That's what my wife
Indiana.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and I know areas in the Northwest Indiana area where it's just a plain field, and some people rent land from others to grow. Where I live at, there's a lot of corn.
Yeah.
And in the cornfields.
That's like they made, I'm sorry, their name. I'm getting an echo and it's messing me up, y'all. Okay. I'm getting an echo. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's much better now.
All right. Yeah, in Indiana, corn and soybeans, that's their big crops there. So that's their money-making crops. But I wish I could find me some acreage to grow some food. I mean, because especially in Indiana, you can spit the seed out your mouth into the ground and come back.
Ew.
I'm just being real.
So hey, Carl, you trying to say something?
Yeah, I was trying to say it's a lot of land, especially in Northwest Indiana. They have, man, you need to come check out Northwest Indiana, period, but especially Northwest Indiana. Specifically Gary, because the district we in is the 5th district. They used to call it the small farming district. So the soil is rich and it's just ideal for growing something.
Cool. So, Dr. Jennifer, we want to thank you. Carl, we want to thank you guys for coming on today. Dr. Jennifer, the name of your book is what?
Put That Fried Chicken Down.
Put that fried
that church is a hurt.
And remember, the next one is going to be Put That Bacon Down.
Oh, you're going to put churches out of business, Dr. Whitman.
The swine, my brother.
And Carl, you are part of the tour that involves which is called Tour. And it's on Friday, November the 19th, 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the Nashville Entrepreneur Center. Anybody want to go there, check them out. All right, $25 admission, but $25 is going to be some well-spent money to get the information that you guys are going to get. Carl, You ready for that ride, bro?
We flying, so I'm ready for it. We flying.
Why does everybody want to come on here and correct me? I don't get it. Dr. Jennifer, you got anything you want to correct me on?
No.
You can. You
She said it twice. No.
She said. We invite you guys. Spoon, I'm gonna mute because you got the feedback. So you guys can come anytime that you want. Come on the show, hang out with us. We had a few technical difficulties. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, but it all came out good because we got some good information.
Yes.
Now, me personally, I drink a lot of this. I drink cold water all the time, not because I have to, honestly. Even though okay, they down for me, but when I heard that water was a good property, was a good for you to cleanse out your body, to help you lose a little weight, because let's be honest, COVID, when it hit, it stopped us from going to the gyms. It kind of took our mentality away from exercise, and we were trying to think of, okay, how are we going to stay safe from this COVID, as opposed to working out and eating right and this and that. And we're cropped up in the house with people we don't like, all right, our spouses and everything like that. And we forgot how to treat ourselves. We worried about that one thing, COVID, but we forgot that COVID, they're working on COVID. We need to keep working on ourselves. And we got to do that. So the information that you guys gave, hopefully it helped a lot of people. This will be one of these shows that we will replay. And Carl, I know you didn't have a lot of opportunity to say a lot because of the technical difficulties. We invite you to come back on the whole thing with you. Shake your head. Okay. But here's the thing you don't know about Carl. Carl is an actor as well. All right. I had the opportunity to do a mini series with Carl. The Carl was one of the stars of the mini series. Great job, brother. And you just multifaceted. You do a lot of stuff, bro. So you need some sleep too. And Dr. Jennifer, again, we appreciate you. I mean, it was some great information. I learned some things. I mean, I'll probably tell. They're probably going to hold me to a lot of this stuff too. So I'm good with all of that. And people, make sure you do stay hydrated. Okay, that core hydration is perfectly balanced, purified.
Yeah.
H purified water.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
You're gonna ask who a question?
Dr. Jennifer.
Okay, let's go.
Have you ever heard of the Kangang water machine?
I
haven't.
The gang.
Kangang.
I have.
Kangen. Kangen. And what is it? They give you pH water from 7 to 11. Yeah.
It's very expensive.
Yeah, it's really expensive, like $4,000. We got one at work. And it's good, and it works. It really works really good, especially the medical side. Like you put it on your skin. If you have open wounds, they heal really quick under that pH 11 metal.
That's water.
Yep.
And it's healing you just water.
Yep. It's alkaline. Yeah.
I have a friend that sells those machines.
Those machines are awesome. They're awesome. We have one at work. About a gallon. Just grab the water and go at the 9.5 instead of the 7. So, yeah. And they turn regular tap water into pH balanced water. Yeah.
All right, cool. Now that you had your moment, we're gonna get up out of here today. We want to thank you guys. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hanging out with us.
Thank you for the invite.
Always thank you. Coach Jeff, we need more of that life coaching, bro. Things getting hard. And I've been pausing and everything too. I'm finally looking at me and I'm seeing that I'm a day behind on my time as far as the screen goes. So we can correct all of this. Again, Dr. Jennifer, Carl, you guys,
thank you.
This is DopelivenTV Live. We will see you guys tomorrow. I hope y'all know Thursdays and Fridays we be flipping coins, all right? Hopefully we'll be here tomorrow with some more good information, maybe some music, maybe a celebrity. You don't know, okay, but we do know that DopelivenTV Live is live. We'll be here. All right. So on behalf of the whole crew, get in here. We'll see you guys. All right.
Peace.
Peace.